Dude Man Guy. Years ago on my channel, I was sent a fan-made roster with a character named Shantae on it. Who, I thought? It wasn't until later I remembered seeing her once in a Nintendo Power magazine when I was a kid. But since I started doing gameplay videos, I've finally played through all the Shantae games, and I really like them. Having just completed Risky's Revenge, these are my ideas on Shantae for Smash Brothers. Shantae for Smash! While technically only half-Genie, Shantae serves as the guardian genie of Scuttletown, protecting the people from the nefarious pirate Risky Boots and other threats across Sequin Land. Her signature abilities are her hair whip and her dance that allows her to transform into several different creatures, although she also performs many other types of genie magics and is trained as a human fighter as well. Like Rayman, Shantae is already a fully fledged platforming hero, so she feels right at home in Smash Brothers style. She already has clear references for walking, running, jumping, dodging, and even ducking and crawling. Her idle animation could be her battle ready pose from Shantae Half-Genie Hero, but she'll quickly switch into her iconic dancing pose if you remain idle. Shantae's overall design has changed from game to game. She has much larger cuffs, for instance, in Half-Genie Hero than any other game, and her official art in Risky's Revenge and the Game Boy Color original depict her as taller than in later games. Personally, I like the proportions from the official art of Pirate's Curse best, but with clothing inspired by Half-Genie Hero, so once again, I think Smashified nailed it. Now, going back to the crawling for a second, I think one of Shantae's gimmicks as a character could be as a special movement ultimate utility character by auto-utilizing her transformations. What I mean is, for certain actions, Shantae automatically transforms temporarily. For instance, when Shantae hits the water on a stage, she will become Mermaid Shantae, which gives her a high swim speed like Squirtle. As soon as she jumps out, she immediately becomes regular Shantae again. She doesn't have to do a dance first like in her own games, it just happens, so it's more like when she goes back into human form, and in most games time freezes while she's dancing anyways. While these transformations give Shantae a lot more options for movement and techniques, they also change her physical properties as a character, which can be disadvantageous and take practice to get used to. Since many of these aspects are tied to her moveset, we'll talk more about this idea there. Settling on a moveset for Shantae was super difficult since she has so many powers to work with. Her transformations are one thing, but there's her fighting moves from the original game which would fit in Smash so well, and her spells and items throughout the series that would make great special moves. Then, on top of it all, you have the pirate weapons from the third game that are enough to make an entire moveset on their own. I went through at least 4 drafts of Shantae's moveset before scripting this video. Ultimately, to fit in line with the transformation gimmick, I chose to theme different types of attacks as one type of transformation in order to retain some consistency for the player. Meanwhile, she stays in human form for her normal moves and mostly uses spells for special moves. I decided to bench the pirate weapons. They're kind of borrowed moves from another character, and Shantae has plenty of her own moves to make a great moveset. So I thought these abilities might come into play for another video I could do in the future. Shantae's neutral attack is, of course, her hair whip. It's a single hitting neutral like Ganondorf's, but instead of being particularly powerful, it can be used in quick succession and has a deceptive range. The dash attack is the elbow dash from the first Shantae game. Just like in this game, pressing the attack button again during this move allows Shantae to use the hair twirl, jumping into the air while continuing the dash movement, so it can be a double attack like Simon's down tilt or Link's forward smash. This basically makes it a powerful air dash, but if you aren't careful, you could wind up soaring off a cliff. Forward tilt is the heavy kick from Pirate's Curse. It has a small starting lag but deals enough knockback to kill at high percents. Up tilt is the spin kick from the original game, a flip kick that also launches Shantae upwards. If you press the attack button a second time during this jump, Shantae will follow up with the drill kick, a combo hitting move that dives into the ground, another double attack that functions the same way as in the actual Shantae game. Down tilt is a ducking variant of the hair whip, and like its neutral form, it can be used quickly and at a range. Shantae's normal moves all use her human form and utilize her fighter abilities. But then, the smash attacks all use Shantae's powerful elephant form. While charging, Shantae remains in human form, but when launching any smash attack, Shantae's elephant form grants her super armor. Forward smash is the standard elephant attack, a forward charge, although here it doesn't actually launch Shantae forward much. It's just the animation and a close range strike, so it's like using the elephant charge right next to an obstacle. The up smash is original. Shantae stands on her hind legs as an elephant, lets out a and raises her trunk into the air. The trunk motion launches opponents upward. Down smash is the elephant stomp. Shantae jumps up, turns into an elephant, and slams down. It's a very powerful down smash with a quick starting lag, kind of like King K rules. Shantae's neutral aerial is the aerial version of her hair whip, and despite being in the sky, she retains the same range and speed as her neutral attack and down tilt. However, this is the only aerial move where Shantae uses her human form. The rest are performed in Shantae's flying harpy form. Shantae is a multi-jump character like Kirby or Pit. After her initial jump, she gets 4 additional mid-air jumps by auto-transforming into a harpy, flapping her wings just like in the Shantae games. She will also go into harpy form by using any aerial besides neutral, and will become a human again upon touching the ground. In harpy form, Shantae gets much more aerial control, but movement becomes a bit slippery and she gets slightly lighter. Your saving grace to these cons is that you can force Shantae back into human form by executing her neutral aerial. Shantae's forward aerial is the Harpy Talon from the first game, a strong forward slash with talons. For back aerial, Shantae turns around and flaps her wings forward, pushing opponents. The animation is a reference to the Harpy Talon attack from Half-Genie Hero. Up aerial is an upward spike with the tip of Shantae's wings, kind of like Charizard's up tilt. And down aerial is a downward arc with the talons, like a swoop attack, but done with a quick rotation rather than an actual movement. Shantae's grab and throws use her spider form. In this form, Shantae effectively becomes much heavier, making her difficult to launch. The downside is that you don't get to be in spider form much, only for grabs and throws. Like in my Rayman video, although many of these attacks are inspired by actual moves, they're largely made up. Shantae's grab is a forward blast of web. Although it's ranged, it's more similar to function as Luigi's grab, although Shantae's can be used as a tether, grabbing the ledge and dangling as a spider. After hitting someone with the web, Shantae pulls them in and holds them with her claws. For her pummel, she simultaneously jabs the opponent with her 2 front spider legs, while the other 4 stay on the ground. In her forward throw, Shantae blasts opponents forward in a stream of green bubbles that come from her mouth. It's a bit of a combination of the spider venom attacks from the first game and Half-Genie Hero. For back throw, Shantae stampedes over the opponent, rapidly jabbing them with her legs into the ground, which ultimately results in them being launched backwards after she's finished walking. Shantae's up throw is partially the web animation from Half-Genie Hero. Here, she tosses the opponent back, then smashes them upwards by launching them up with her abdomen. And last, down throw is a body slam, similar to Bowser. It's a reference to how Spider is Shantae's only form with the ability to duck. I decided to stay basic with Shantae's recovery moves. Forward floor is a forward hair whip, followed by a back hair whip. Back floor is a backflip kick. The appearance is similar to her recover ability from Pirate's Curse. Her trip attack is a hair twirl, and her edge attack is a sliding kick. That means we're down to the special moves, although this time they'll probably take less time to explain than the regular attacks. Shantae's neutral B is the Spitfire. It's the enhanced version of her basic Fireball spell. Shantae launches 3 fireballs, 1 forward, 1 diagonally upward, and 1 diagonally downward. They're not particularly powerful, although if you use the move at close range, you can hit opponents with all 3 at the same time, doing a little more damage than Mario's fireballs. When used on the ground, the bottom fireball will disappear almost immediately, unless you're on an edge, but in the air, you can get a pretty good spread. They have a limited range, and you cannot launch the attack again until your 3 current fireballs disappear. I chose the Spitfire over other options because it's the one most used for puzzles in Risky's Revenge, and is visually similar to the Flashbolt, your main projectile in the first game. Side special is the Storm Puff, a bizarre, unique functioning spell from the Shantae series. Shantae creates a cloud that floats above her head for a little bit, then starts spewing bolts of electricity. It's a powerful attack, but can be difficult to hit opponents with. The trick is that, while a Storm Puff is floating, Shantae can attack the cloud herself to push it around. Like her Spitfire, it cannot be used again until the first Storm Puff disappears. For up special, Shantae uses the Monkey Bullet. Here, it functions in the same way Shantae uses it as a boss. Shantae transforms into her monkey form, spins around in place, and then blasts off in any direction the player inputs. So it's a bit similar to Fox's up special, but with less power and more distance. Like Lucario's up B, using Monkey Bullet into a wall will allow Shantae to wall cling and wall jump in her monkey form. Monkey form is no bigger than Pichu, and it turns Shantae into a super lightweight, making her very easy to kill. After using Monkey Bullet, you'll also be stuck in a monkey helpless state until you touch the ground, so it can be dangerous to use if you're not careful. Honestly, I felt a little bad using what is probably Shantae's most consistent transformation in only one move, but after a lot of consideration, I thought it fit best this way. Hopefully, you would still see it enough since up specials tend to get used a lot. Shantae's down special is the Pike Ball, a series regular. It works a lot like Mega Man's Leaf Shield, except you only get one ball, and you can't throw it, so it's just an orbiting sphere that lasts about 7 seconds that might hit an opponent away or stave off an attack if it's in the right position. It also orbits for the entire duration of the move. The Pike Ball won't disappear after hitting something, like Mega Man's Leaves. After the move is done, you can totally activate it again. I had an especially hard time picking Shantae's final smash, but in the end, I went with the Mermaid Bubble, performed in the same way Shantae and Nega Shantae use it as a boss. Shantae transforms into a mermaid, leaps upward, surrounds herself in an invincibility bubble, and launches arcs of exploding bubbles everywhere. I felt like this was Nega Shantae's strongest attack in Risky's Revenge, and I thought it could also serve as a reference to the shooter segments with Mermaid Bubble in both Risky's Revenge and Half-Genie Hero. Plus, I wasn't using mermaid form for many other things, only the swim. Just to note, Shantae's mermaid form does not change Shantae's stats. It's only used for her final smash and grants her fast swimming in the water. Shantae's on-screen appearance is the Warp Dance from Half-Genie Hero. Her 3 taunts are the 3 dances from Risky's Revenge. Side taunt is the monkey dance, up taunt is the elephant dance, and down taunt is the mermaid dance. These taunts have 2 special properties. 1, they can be strung together. If you press a taunt button in time to when a taunt ends, you'll immediately do the next taunt without stopping. Second, Shantae has another entire set of 3 taunts that replace the normal 3 after they've been used once. These are based on the lost dances from the first Shantae game. Side taunt does the monkey dance, up taunt does the dance that's used in Shantae Nab, and down taunt does the elephant dance. So the first time you do side taunt, you do the monkey dance from Risky's Revenge, but the second time you side taunt, you do the monkey dance from Shantae for Game Boy Color. Then it switches back to the monkey dance from Risky's Revenge. This means when you string together taunts, you can string the same directional input and switch between 2 dances. Victory Pose 1 is a spinning magical jump that ends with Shantae floating and posing in a fashion similar to the original box art. In Victory Pose 2, Shantae performs her dance from Half-Genie Hero, ending with the World Clear pose. Victory 3 is a ta-da pose, followed by jumping cheers. These are references to completing minigames in the first Shantae game. Since Shantae is representing her own series, she needs a victory theme as well, so how about the World Clear theme from Half-Genie Hero? Now, WayForward already put forth their own ideas for Shantae's alternate costumes during the Smash Ballot, and they're really good, but I still wanted to do my own take just for fun. Outfit 1 is, of course, her traditional red, while Outfit 2 is the alternative blue used in Half-Genie Hero. For Outfit 3, I went with a green that gives Shantae black hair. This is meant to resemble the dance instructor from the first game. Similarly, Outfit 4 gives Shantae tan clothing and brown hair to reference the Guardian Genies from the original game. Outfit 5 is based on Risky's color scheme, like when Risky disguised herself as a Guardian Genie. Outfit 6 gives Shantae the zombie color scheme. In the Shantae series, zombies are one of the main societies, like the best character Roddy Tops. Outfit 7 is the evil Nega Shantae, and Outfit 8 is special. This one gives Shantae her vest, bandana, and belt buckle from Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. The Kirby hat is Shantae's hair and tiara, even though the move Kirby gains is Spitfire. I think Shantae has some amazing potential as a Smash Bros. Character. If anything, the Shantae series has suffered only from unfortunate circumstances. While the first game might not be perfect, it is stunning for a Game Boy Color game, and I think could have been a staple of the console if it had come out a bit earlier. Then, with the unfortunate cancellation of Shantae Advance, the series went a long time without a sequel. Thankfully, the WayForward team persisted and were finally able to continue the series, and I think they've made some incredible growth. The newer games are some of my favorite modern platformers. Shantae even appears in Smash Ultimate as a spirit, a distinction not a ton of unrepresented third-party characters have, so that might be a good indicator. For now, it might just come down to whether or not characters that are currently assists or spirits can become playable. Although it's only an assumption, the fact Rex was made into a last-minute Mii costume and recent interviews seem to imply he wasn't considered for DLC make me believe this DLC characters were already being discussed prior to Smash Ultimate's release, and that they would have avoided making spirits out of characters being considered. But I could be totally wrong, and that'd be great. Shantae would be a fantastic addition, and it would also open the gates for my most wanted character, Rayman. Or maybe they really will do a Wave 2 of DLC where anything goes. As far as the future is concerned, I think it will depend on what happens with Shantae. Her fanbase now is bigger than it's ever been, though maybe not to the same levels as Waluigi or Isaac, and I'm sure WayForward is interested in continuing the series, which could draw in even more new fans. As it is, WayForward has done a lot of cool stuff with Nintendo, and Shantae is their poster child, so it'd be cool to see her even just for that. Shantae's likeliness is a big maybe for me, but she'd be a delightful surprise. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the moveset in the video, or what you think of Shantae in Smash in the comments below. See you next time for the next character.